everyone, it's me, Rebecca, back again with this kind of crappy quality video. I'm not gonna lie, I woke up this morning and was like, I gotta get something out on the blog, and I was like, I don't really feel like writing because we're like just getting back into the school mode, and I just didn't really feel like typing. But I wanted to chat with you guys, and I wanted to catch up with you all, and I wanted to talk a little bit about where I'm at coming in to fourth year. So I hope that this is okay with you. I'm literally filming it on my iMac. So this is like 2012-ish style. I know this is not the cutest background, but you get like an idea of what my res room looks like with the really, really cute, what's that called? Fire alarm? It's called a fire alarm. This is like the side of the room you don't see in the cute pictures of my room that are in the handbook and stuff. But I wanted to talk to you, and we could kind of like chill, hang out. This is sort of what I've been doing with all my friends over this past week. This is our time. I'm inviting them over, we're having some tea, and we're catching up on our lives. So I want to do that with you as well. Now, before I get into this year, there are a couple things that I want to address. So like, I'm not gonna lie, the end of third year was really, really difficult for me for a plethora of reasons that I won't get into in lots of detail right now. But I mean, obviously it was difficult academically, but it was difficult socially, it was difficult mentally. It was really just like a lot of things happening one after another. And it was extremely tough. And I kind of left last year feeling a little defeated. And the reason why I tell you this is because I want you to know, first of all, I'm not like into sugarcoating these things. I always say, you know, I work for recruitment, but I don't make commission. I want to tell you the real stories of what it's like to be a university student, because I think by explaining this, that like things are tough, it kind of makes other people feel like, you know, it's okay. And just because, you know, you had one sort of rough spot, that doesn't mean that the whole experience is tainted or that you're doing something wrong. But anyways, I'm hoping this scarf is, you know, covering myself. I don't want to start a scandal. But as I was saying, you know, I left third year feeling a little defeated. But I was like, you know, don't worry, I have this summer. I loved my summer. I had a really, really good summer. I started doing a lot of traveling by working with Brightspark, which I can talk more about later, but it's a edu travel company, so I was going back and forth to Quebec City, and it was so fun. And then I worked at a summer camp. I did some traveling with my family. We went to London. It was a really, really, really good time. I really thought that this summer was going to be like this great refresher. I was going to come back to fourth year and I was going to be like, yeah, I got it, I'm good. And to be honest, it didn't. Even though it was a really, really good summer, I came back and I didn't have that like magic that comes with la rentrée, like with coming back to school. I still sort of felt bleh. And again, I tell you this to just let you know that sometimes these things happen. And I think wherever you are in life, wherever, if you decide to go to school or if you don't decide to go to school, your like late teens, early 20s is a time of a lot of confusion, and it's sort of been advertised as like this time where you're gonna have so much fun. And it's not that all the time. Sometimes it's just like I'm confused and tired and I don't really know what to do. Now, that being said, I'm a very goal-oriented person, a very results-oriented person, and I refused to, come into fourth year and sort of let, this feeling of blah walk all over me. So, sorry, I need a little tea break. I thought back to Jumpstart, which for those of you who don't know is like a first year orientation, but more like academically based, that's offered at Glendon. I remember one of the talks that I found the most inspiring that has always stayed with me is this idea of resilience, and that the most successful people, the one thing that they have in common is that they are resilient. So when, the going gets tough, the tough get going. If that's like the cliche version of resilience. And so I was like, okay, so what can I do to, even though I don't have this like magic of the back to school feeling, how can I ensure that I, set myself up for the best year ever? And so I started thinking, if you know me, I really love a good self-help book. And I read one a couple months ago now. I forget exactly what it's called. It's the orange one that has the F word on it. It's like how to not give an F or something. I'll link it or do something. But in that book, the author talks about how a lot of the time we feel like motivation results in action, right? And it always needs to start with motivation for an action. And what he explains is that it's really a cyclical motion. So if you don't have the motivation, you can just start with an action. And any action can then spark motivation, and then it goes in a cycle like that. So I was like, okay, what is an action that I can take to, sort of kickstart my year? And so I just kind of went in with that mindset of like, I'm just going to be action oriented. So I'm going to go to all my classes, even though I sort of feel like, I'm going to go to all my classes. I'm going to, write all my due dates down. I'm going to get myself set up for the year, and hopefully that will spark some motivation in me. And so that's really what I did in this past week, is I really focused on that like action-based mindset. And I went to all my classes, and then I went to training for boot camp, and, I did some like back to school shopping and really like sort of threw myself in there. And what I'm finding now that, this is my first weekend back to school, is I'm starting to feel that motivation coming in. And it's true that if you start with the action, the motivation will come as well. And so I'm getting like so super excited to kick off this year, and I feel like it's going to be a really, really good year. So I want to give you some updates, some things to expect from me. Like I mentioned before, I'm very goal oriented, and before I do anything involving school, revolving around school. I'm in fourth year university, folks. Honor roll student. Anyways, but before I do anything that is school related, I want to set a goal for myself. And really, like, my goal going into fourth year is to have fun and to enjoy myself. I have a little bit of a lighter course load this year, and I'll talk a little bit about the courses I'm going to take. But I really want to take this year to kind of be selfish and to do the things that I've always wanted to do. This is the year I'm finishing up my undergrad before I go into the education part of my degree, and I'm really excited about that. So this is how my year is sort of going to break down, just so that you can get an idea of what you'll be following along with. So I currently am only taking 3 official classes, and they're all on Wednesdays, or not Wednesdays, Thursdays, back to back to back, which I'm a little nervous about. You may be getting a blog post soon of like how to survive a long day. But I went this past Thursday and they seem really interesting. So I'm taking a Shakespeare course, which I'm really, really excited about. I'm a drama student. I need to take a Shakespeare course. I felt like that was, very fitting. I'm taking contemporary women's playwrights, which I'm really excited about. The reading list for that class looks really, really good. The professor seems really cool. And I think it's going to help me a lot for my ISP, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Et puis finalement, je prends un cours cinéma français que j'imagine sera très intéressant aussi. Le premier cours était vraiment intéressant. Je ne savais pas que le film s'est vraiment commencé en France. Alors, en prenant ce cours, c'est vraiment l'histoire du film et son art, which I think is really interesting because, as a drama student, film is always kind of like the cool cousin of drama that we don't really get to talk, but we know we're related, and it's a little intimidating, but I still find it really interesting. So hopefully that class will be good as well. Those are my only official classes. Then I'm also taking an independent study project or an ISP, and that's going to go throughout the whole year, and the focus on that is feminist theater methodologies with a really directing, a focus on directing. So the first half of the year, I'm really going to focus on doing the research and learning about what does it mean to create feminist theater, and if that's even really a category, and all of that fun stuff. And then the second half of the year, I'm going to direct a show, so I'm really excited about that. I really, really love directing. And then on top of all of that, I'm the co-campus director of Piece by Piece, so I'm running that alongside my friend Angelo, and that's going to be really fun, but there's going to be a big learning curve with that about, what does it mean to run a charity, or have no clue. And then some other things that I'm doing. I'm still working in recruitment, obviously. I'm still doing the stuff with the ambassador team. We had our boot camp this weekend. I'm so, so excited for this team. It's looking really, really good. I think you can expect some killer content coming out this year. But I'm still doing that. I really, really love that job. But then also, I'm trying to leave some space this year for letting things come into my life. I, as a type A person, like to fill up my calendar, and I like to have all of these things planned out and ready to go. But really, my focus this year is to maybe take it a little easy and to see what opportunities present themselves. So I'm feeling, the whole point of this video is to say, I'm feeling good. I'm excited for the year. I'm excited to share it with all of you. I'm hoping to do more of these videos, hopefully a little bit better quality than this that we're making right now. But I'm, really, really excited, and I want to see what fourth year has in store. So thank you so much for listening to this kind of rant. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know. If you hated it, also let me know. I want to know what you guys want to see from me and from this year. And if you have a goal going into the school year, please, please, please let me know. But I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to finish my tea. I'm going to take my stuff out of the laundry because I think it's been waiting in the machine too long. But I will talk to you soon. À la prochaine. Au revoir.